Hey, what's going on guys? Flick here and welcome to Season 3 of the Liverpool Career Mode. If you guys are looking forward to this season, make sure you drop a like down below. And also, if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. In the final episode of Season 2, I asked you guys to ask me questions to answer in a press conference. And we're going to start the episode off by doing just that. In addition, I have an exclusive guest here today that is going to be breaking our first bit of transfer news. And he's going to be unveiling our first target that we'll be pursuing. Now, in terms of our objectives for this coming season, we have very high expectations after winning the FA Cup, the Champions League, as well as the Premier League, and we're going to look to do that again this coming season and try to improve on our performance. We can only take it one game at a time. I don't know whether we can go the entire stretch of the season without losing, but I'm not going to throw that option out the window. As with every club, we're going to look to sell some players as well as bring some in, and Jordan Ibe is one of those players that we are looking to sell. He's been a humble servant to the club, and he has really made a big impact in the games that he has performed in, but I want to make sure he gets more play time, so we're going to look to sell him to a Premier League club. I'll also be going over the other players I do plan on selling here in just a little bit, but before we get into that, I'm going to hand the mic over to Samuel, head of Barcelona social media.
Hi everyone, this is Samuel, head of social media at FC Barcelona. I've been informed that Messi did approach Barcelona management this morning and has handed in a formal transfer request as a result of the team's performances in the past couple of months. Lionel Messi has expressed an interest to play at a club with a prestigious squad around him and has expressed his interest in playing in one of the other four major leagues. As of this moment, Barcelona will be open to receiving bids for Lionel and wish him luck in his future endeavors.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. Lionel Messi will be our first transfer target here in the summer, and there were several reasons why I looked to sign him over other players like Di Maria and Gareth Bale. First off, he is the best rated player in the game. I told you guys I want to sign someone that was world class, and Messi will fit that role. In addition, he's unhappy with his management at Barcelona. He's unhappy with the players around him who have really not stepped up to perform. They got kicked out of the Champions League in the round of 16. They finished second to Real Madrid in La Liga. And in addition to that, the Barcelona fans have shown a lot of backlash to him following the tax case. And Luis Suarez was another big reason why he's going to be joining us at Liverpool, or why we hope to have him sign here at Liverpool, because he came to me after the season was over, and I put a lot of faith into my players. He said he wanted a better right winger around him so he can play that natural 4-3-3 formation, and since he has experience playing with Messi, he is going to be our number one target. Now, obviously, Messi is going to cost us a fair amount of cash, first off in terms of the transfer budget, but also in terms of contracts. Looking at some of the other career modes that have signed Messi, they have to pay a pretty big sum of cash in order to sign him, but we'll go into that a little bit later. He's not going to be the only signing I'm looking to make. I'm also looking to strengthen some other positions. Of course, we're looking to sign a more experienced center back, and I've got two main targets. First off being Manolas, and the second being Company. Both these players have had a little bit of speculation saying that they might leave their respective club, so we can probably pick them up on the cheap. But if we still have leftover cash after that due to selling some players, we might sign maybe N'Golo Kante, maybe Christian Pulisic, Julian Draxler, players like that. We'll see how things do work out. But before we can get into those transfers, we need to look at our objectives as well as our transfer budget, and we need to win the league title, win the Domestic Cup, and win the Champions League. Tough objectives, but I think this team is going to be good enough to do that, especially if we can bring in a player of Messi's caliber. We'll take a look now at the transfer budget, and as of right now, we have about $61 million to spend, but that number is going to increase once we offload the player we gave mass amount of wages to and get that wages back into our transfer budget. We have put several players on the transfer list as well as the short-term loan list, and I'll quickly go over these players. Cáceres got practically no play time, and he was a pre-contract signing, so we'll get profit on him. Jones is that player that I gave a lot of wages to, and once we sell him, we're going to get that $873,000 added back into our budget allocation, then we can adjust it accordingly. Hindman moved to another Premier League team in real life, so we're going to look to sell him. Jordan Ibe, same thing goes for him. Roster left the Premier League. Faguli joined West Ham in real life. Ward, I just have no interest in using him. We have three keepers as things are right now, and speaking of which, Mignolet, we also are looking to sell. Skirtle joined Fenerbahce, and we're going to look to sell him. And then these guys on loan are just young players that didn't get much playtime last season, so I'm going to look to move them to other clubs, so hopefully they do get more playtime. Assuming that we make some transfers out of the club, this is what our first team will be looking like. And of course, if we do sign Messi, then he will take Markovic's spot. And hopefully by the end of the season, all three of our front three players could be at or over 90 rated. That would just be awesome. And then we might look to make some more improvements, maybe in the center midfield. and maybe at this center back position, we're going to look to sign someone a bit more experienced. In addition, I was happy to see you guys showed overwhelming support for Karius. You would rather have him than maybe an 88 rated Hugo Lloris, and I kind of prefer that as well. I like to keep that aspect of realism, and Karius is growing. He played well in the Champions League final, so I have full faith in him. It's time for us to take a look at our preseason tournaments, and by now, you guys have seen so many preseason tournaments that I'm just going to simulate most of these matches. If we make it through to the final, then so be it. We're going to take the one with the most potential prize money, because I think we can beat the teams that are in our group. Before we get any further in the episode, I do want to send out one of our Youth Academy scouts. I'll send the rest out over the course of the episode, but the first one will be going to the United States. I want to strengthen up our Youth Academy for the U.S. men's national team, because that is the team I am doing my international management with, and if the interest is there, then I'm willing to do that at the end of this season with Liverpool and do a World Cup run. The scout's going to be going there for 3 months looking for a winger. With one American player going out of the club in Emerson Hyndman, I'd like to add another young American into the club, and that player is going to be Christian Pulisic from Dortmund. And they said they only want $3 million for him, so I've given him the $3 million, and I've also included Jones, the player with a lot of wages, in addition to this deal, and Dortmund should accept this. I went ahead and simulated our first group stage match in the preseason tournament, and it was against New York Red Bulls, an MLS side, and we picked up the 3-1 win. We have our first transfer deal of the transfer window, and it looks like Yesel will be going on over to Wolves on a 1-year loan deal. That's to free up some wages and hopefully get him some playtime. Southampton have put in a $33 million bid for Daniel Sturridge, and I think his future at Liverpool is a bit uncertain. During the offseason, I haven't had much communication with him. He seemed to have been avoiding me quite a bit, and he has told me that he's reached out to the press, and he's going to be releasing an article on his future with Liverpool. So all you journalists out there, go ahead and put it in the comments section below what the story is with Daniel Sturridge. Is he leaving the club? Is he staying? Let me know. Finally, a club has put in a bid for Simone Mignolet, and I'm just going to accept this because it has been a long time coming. He has somehow managed to hang around this team for longer than he probably should have. You guys wanted him out in the middle of last season, and no clubs put in bids for him, and no clubs wanted him in a swap deal. But now we're going to accept it, and he's going to be going off to Real Zaragoza. We have confirmation that Borussia Dortmund have accepted the deal for Christian Pulisic, and now we just need to get through those contract negotiations. Shouldn't be too hard, and we're going to give him his 20 grand a week. And it looks like he wants 4 years on that deal. I'm going to offer him the sporadic first team player, see if he's okay with that. Another win in the preseason tournament against Atletico Madrid puts us on 6 points thus far. It looks like another club may have beaten us to the punch to pick up Vincent Kompany. I'm not going to look to sign the center back once we finish the negotiations for Lionel Messi, so I know how much money I actually have to spend. And if he is sold, then that's just tough luck, and we're going to have to go after another target. We've drawn against PSG in our final group stage match of the preseason tournament, but we will be through to the next round, and the semifinal is going to be against Borussia Dortmund. And there you go, guys. Our first signing of the transfer window will be Christian Pulisic, and it's kind of a small deal, but it's going to free up a lot of wages and allow us to go after Messi now. Welcome to the club, Christian Pulisic. Now is when things are going to get interesting. I'm going to go ahead and put in a 70 million bid to Barcelona and try to pick up Lionel Messi, and that's just slightly above his actual market value. I know it says that message that we can probably pick him up for under 50 million, but I don't think that's going to be the case. He's a world-class player, and we're going to have to pay up big bucks for him. Cardiff City have put in a bid for Emerson Hyndman, and they're actually a newly promoted Premier League team in this save. Although in an ideal world we would have sold him to Bournemouth, I'm going to accept this deal so that way it stays a little bit more realistic and Emerson Hyndman stays in the Premier League. And no surprise here, Barcelona wants some more money for Lionel Messi. I'm not going to pay up 102 million. If they want to go that high, then I'm just going to stop negotiations. But I'm willing to give them 80 million, and we'll see what they have to say about this. We've had our semifinal match against Borussia Dortmund, and we did win that game. But since we haven't made many signings yet, I'm going to go ahead and simulate the final against PSG, and hopefully in this 2-week span, we can make some signings and then end off the episode by playing a match against Chelsea. Meanwhile, Barcelona want more and more money. We're going to increase the transfer sum to 90 million. Surely they're going to accept this. And in the final, we did lose to PSG. A bit unfortunate that we couldn't get the max amount of cash from the preseason tournament prize, but we still got a pretty fair amount added to our transfer budget. We also have a transfer offer for Jonas Hector, and I saw some comments saying maybe we should sell him because he's gotten reduced play time since Alba joined the club, but as you can see, he's in good form, he's happy. I don't see a reason to sell him because he can be a very strong backup left back for us, or even play as right back if need be. So I'm just going to reject this offer from Saint-Etienne. In order to fund the transfers, I'm going to ask for a little bit extra money from the board. I'm going to start with 10 million, and I think they're going to grant that request considering the great season we just had. We've got two good pieces of news, guys. First off, the board has decided to grant the additional 10 million to our transfer budget, and there you can see Barcelona have accepted the transfer deal for Lionel Messi. Now we have to get into what I believe to be the more difficult part of the negotiation process, and that's the contract negotiations. And you might be a little bit surprised by this, but I'm going to increase the wages up quite a bit because the thing is, Barcelona have hung on to Messi for so long that he's going to want a lot more wages to leave his boyhood club. And we're going to give him $900,000 a week. It seems like a lot, but I've done my research on this. I've looked at other career modes, and this is usually about how much people have to pay. So we're going to give him his 2 years, $900,000 a week. Crucial first team player. Hopefully he accepts. And there you go, guys. We've accomplished the main goal of this transfer window, and that's signing Lionel Messi. Boy, does it feel good. And of course, we're going to accept this contract offer, and I believe he is slightly injured still, so I hope that he'll be ready for that game against Chelsea, but if not, I really do hope that he is ready for our first Premier League fixture. So it looks like Messi is going to be out for an additional 3 weeks. That's going to cut it very close if he's going to be ready for our first Premier League fixture, but we need to let him recover. We don't want him to get further injured and have to sit out for most of this season. Because it took a while to sign Messi, we weren't able to pick up those center backs, and Manolas did move on over to Arsenal. Company moved to Atletico Madrid. So in the comment section, make sure you guys drop some experienced center backs that I can go after. But we will look to sign Gerrard's regen here on a permanent basis. He's up to a 68 rating after the made bump, and we're going to offer up 1.5 million. The same thing is going to go for Dirk Kuyt's regen. We're going to offer up $1 million to FC Twente, and hopefully both those players can add to the Liverpool team on a permanent basis. And we have our first transfer offer for Sofiane Feghouli. I expressed interest in selling him to a Premier League team, but no Premier League teams seem to want to go in for him, so I'm going to counter with 20 million to this offer from Stade Rennais, and if they accept that, then I'd be happy with this deal, considering that he was a pre-contract signing. Another loan offer for one of our Youth Academy players, and Dario McDonald will be departing the club for the year. Both the transfer offers for the regens were accepted, and we'll start with contract negotiations now. Bradley Smith does want 10 grand a week, and we're going to give him that, and also maybe a sporadic first team player role. I think that's about what they will be for us. We're going to offer up 6 grand a week to Mikel De Boer, Dirk Kuyt's regen. Some unfortunate news, as Stade Rennais are not interested in going after Sofiane Feghouli anymore. I thought that was a pretty fair price to ask for him because he played pretty well in the Premier League last season, but we do have another transfer offer here for Alon, and we're going to look to loan him out to Burnley for the year. Another transfer offer coming in, and it's for Jordan Rossiter from QPR. And once again, I'm going to accept this offer. We're looking to get these guys out of the club because they have departed Liverpool in real life. Well, Jordan Rossiter did. Heinemann never played for Liverpool, but we're going to accept this offer regardless. This is the lineup we're going to be bringing out against Chelsea for the Community Shield. It's our strongest lineup, and not too many changes will be made to this team moving forward, except maybe the right wing spot and the center back position. But I have some great news. The doctors have cleared Lionel Messi to play now for us. You can see he still has that bandage, and he's pretty tired, but I do want to give him some play time so he can get to know this Liverpool team and ease back into playing football. Also, I want you guys to see how he plays, so I'll probably bring him on in the last 20 minutes or so. We had a fair amount of success last season against Chelsea, and it doesn't look like they've been too busy with their transfers as of yet, so I think we can win this game and hopefully pick up the Community Shield. Here's Coutinho on the ball. He spots out Suarez, and can we do something here? We are trying out that different formation, and it usually works out well for us. Krychowiak playing this one inside. Suarez with the finesse shot, and he is starting his goal-scoring action early on, 6 minutes into the season, and Suarez bags himself another goal. What do you guys think? Is he going to get the Golden Boot Award once again this season? And also, speaking of which, he is wearing that captain's armband. With the Premier League debut coming up, I want you guys to go ahead and vote in that eye on your screen right now. What do you think? Should Suarez be the captain, or should it be some of the other options listed? Oh, Eden Hazard. Somehow he wins the ball back from our defense. We just need to defend this one well. Karius pulling off a big save right there. He looks like he is continuing his form from the Champions League final against Real Madrid. Clutch save on his near post. Now Suarez playing it through to Coutinho. He's looking to slip through the through ball, and now it is Marco Reus. Can he show off a finesse shot with his right foot? And Courtois sticks out a big arm to make that save. And I really want to test out more of those finesse shots with Marco Reus. He scored 1 or 2 good ones last season. I want to see more than that, though, this season. Stats-wise, it looks like Chelsea has been the more dominant team in terms of possession, but we have had that one goal from Suarez early on in the game. It's been a pretty boring first half, to be completely honest with you. Chelsea just trying to move forward, but they haven't really created too many chances. Karius has been up to the task on the couple of shots that Chelsea have had. I'm not looking to change anything in the second half. Some good play here. Krychowiak with the ball. He's going to look to spot out David Alaba, who hasn't gotten too many touches yet, but he's going to get by the Chelsea defenders really well, and he's going to win himself a free kick. I think we'll let Suarez bang it in from this kind of position. 2.5 bars of power, and can he score a free kick goal for us? Gets it on target, and Courtois has to pull off another save. Alright guys, with about 23 minutes left in this game, we will make our substitutions now. And of course, it's going to be Lionel Messi coming on for Markovic. I'm so excited to get the first couple of touches on the ball with him and show off that good dribbling ability for you guys. Lallana will be coming on for Coutinho. And in terms of other substitutions, I think I'll bring Henderson on for Emre Can. It's been all Chelsea for like the last 15 minutes or so, and Messi hasn't really had a chance to showcase his dribbling ability. We need to win that ball and get the ball out wide to him so he can do something for you guys. And there it is, guys. We get our first look at silverware this season, and Messi's first look at silverware for Liverpool as well. I wish I could have gotten more touches on the ball with him, but as he recovers from his injury and that stamina does increase, I think he can make more of an impact on the game in the Premier League. But that's going to wrap up the episode for today, guys. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. And until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.